But we're all anime characters. That's what VTubers are. We need more non-anime VTubers. I gotta become more. So as I'm pretty sure everyone is fairly aware that VTubing is a pretty niche fandom right now. It has been growing quite a bit in the last few years, especially booming since COVID. That played a big role in taking off or helping VTubing take off. And as it grows from this little niche, there's always going to be some kind of people that are like hung up on wanting to keep their preserved old ways the way they want basically VTubers to present themselves. And I'm really of the opinion that it doesn't matter to me whether or not you're playing a character or just using an avatar for the fun of it. You're still a VTuber either way. And as it grows to be more mainstream, we're going to be seeing different types of content coming out from VTubers. A lot of it has been people seeing the corpos above them, all their success that they've seen, all the stuff that they get to pursue, like their music, their animes, and well, their popular gaming streams. A lot of small VTubers just want to get into streaming games, but they don't really put much effort into overall content. It's going to be hard to grow as a streamer specifically, but I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent. What I'm wanting to be looking at today is more of, is it a bad thing that the medium of using a VTuber becomes more and more mainstream? What we're looking at today is going to be a video by Depressed Nusagi, the VTuber historian, titled Why VTubers Will Lose Their Original Meaning. I think my preamble has successfully given you an idea of what what my thoughts are regarding this video. But let's watch.
Here's the thing with the expansion of VTubers, though, chat. It's because a lot
Hey, a live segment.
of content creators have an avatar. So does that... We opened the floodgates, the discussion, we opened the discussion and the definition to VTubers a little bit to a point where we genuinely have to question, we have to set hard definitions and hard lines to what constitutes as a VTuber. The amount of people who now call themselves VTuber fans yet only watch clips and recall at anything idle shows gatekeeping has failed here. Yeah, 100% gatekeeping has... 100% like, nobody has gatekeeped. The VTuber industry has not been gatekeeped successfully. The discussion is more so...
I don't think you can... Hello there, cat. I can't read Russian, so I'm sorry I can't respond to that. But I don't think you really can gatekeep it. There's tons of fans of anime and tons of people very much interested in interacting with a creator. So combining the two, obviously, in my mind, it makes sense that there's going to be a huge market for it. So, I mean, as that market grows, there's going to be new niches developed within this niche itself. And there will always be places for those interested in like the idol culture part of VTubing. But there's a lot more that can be created with it.
So around should we rather than can we? It's too late to gatekeep. Yeah, true. Do we put these people in a different category? Then we should be able to put anti-kayfabe people in that category as well. But we should copyright the term VTubing. Well, I mean, maybe the wording's off, but the idea is there, yeah. It's hard. And
it sounds to me like he's responding to chatters that are saying they want VTubers to always be portraying a character of sorts. And I'm like, Personally, I think you want to portray a character, that's nothing wrong with that. Go right ahead. For me, it's you're largely drawing a sort of semantic distinction when you say like Jaden Animations using a VTuber is not a real VTuber, and it's just something you can't gatekeep people out of. There's too big of a market for anime fans. Look at the internet.
The problem is, chat, we can't stop it. Try as we may to gatekeep, to establish hard lines on what an actual VTuber is. You can't stop it. The more time passes, the more the definition of VTuber stretches to a point where the original meaning of a VTuber will no longer be what it used to be. As sad as that might
Flesh tubers have been making characters and content creation for years. Oh yeah, 100%. Look at cosplay streamers. There's a ton of cosplay, or there's at least a handful of cosplay streamers that are engaging always in character of whoever they're playing. Oliver Tree, I have no idea who that is. But I am glad that Nisagi is also able to recognize that try as you might, you can't properly gatekeep something from the masses when it has their interest. And anime is becoming pretty mainstream. Streaming and engaging with influencers directly is becoming pretty mainstream. It's no surprise to me that the combination of those two will also lead to becoming mainstream.
seem, that's the way of the world. Things, cultures, stuff, they lose their original meaning as time passes on. Things change, yeah. And there are changes that I may not agree with, but I have very much accepted the idea that at a certain point in time, chat, VTubing will no longer be associated with kayfabe. There will come a time where VTubing is literally just Twitch streaming with no kayfabe, with nothing, but with an animated avatar. We're going to have fucking...
I respectfully, Nisagi, completely disagree with you. Look at the popularity of wrestling. People love their kayfabe. They're so willing to suspend their disbelief that I'm willing to bet the majority of people don't really mind a little bit of immersion breaking once in a while. And they're willing to like play along with things like I'm 12,000 years old, but I'm still just like playing myself. I'm lightly diving into it. There will always be people that are heavily invested in building up and following through with that kayfabe. It just might not be the majority of streamers. That's kind of the nice thing of having such a wide variety of creators to be able to look through. D just had your 41st birthday. Oh, happy belated birthday. I understand that something small anymore is also losing the original meaning. However, in changing how VTubers are isn't a bad thing. There will always be bad actors. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Where it's not necessarily losing its original meaning, it's kind of moving away from the source that spawned it, because a lot of VTuber culture is ingrained with idol culture. That's where it was largely based off of with the initial rise of VTubers. It was corporate VTubers which really started showing off the technology available and broadly getting people a lot more interested in it. And that has a ripple effect, so to speak. Technology becomes more widely available. You can create avatars just like mine for fully free, and you don't really need anything beyond a microphone you can be heard through and a camera to track yourself, and you can be a VTuber just like me. And if you don't even have a camera, you can be a PNG tuber. You can use... There are definitely a lot of different things where you can express yourself just through being a PNG tuber. There's like a program that's really great available for it. That said, going off on a bit of a tangent of like PNG tubers are like proto VTubers. I want to get into that, but not this video.
There will come a time where fucking High Guardian Spice aesthetic will become the norm for VTubing.
What?
There will come a fucking time, Chad.
I don't get that reference.
Will become mainstream in the VTubing sphere, especially in EN. You may not like it, I may not like it, but it's inevitable. It will happen. We just have to brace for it. I mean, it already is. Yeah, certain. I can't put a name on one, but I've already seen certain VTubers that have already adopted this fucking aesthetic.
What's wrong with the aesthetic?
That's just how the world works, man. Cultures evolve, and sometimes they evolve and change in ways that the OGs will not like.
Yeah, there's always going to be people held on to their traditionalist values. Gotta watch out for that. We're at stage 3, approaching stage 4 of the fandom cycle in regards to VTubing and anime. I'm hoping we skip the fiery end of stage 6 when it all collapses. Oh, we will see. The Steven Universe aesthetic? Is that literally it? I don't know anything about this High Guardian Spice thing. Okay, it's American made. I'm gonna be honest, this kind of feels like complaining about Avatar: The Last Airbender, but like that's not currently relevant. At least this one came out in the last year. But it's like, it's a bit of, well, gatekeepy mindset that should stick to your lane kind of thing. I kind of be getting that vibe.
The OGs will not approve of, that the OGs will never, that the OGs will feel like a fish out of water. Again, you have to remember, VTubing back then, you also have to remember back then, chat, that VTubing back then was literally just short form content and like fucking around in Unity, not Unity, but like in a small white cube. That was what VTubing back then.
Yeah, and YouTube didn't start off with hours-long videos available or streaming available. Guess what it started with? Small, short videos that were funny. And now it's evolved into something huge, massive, and like very culturally relevant. So like, I don't know. I see it as a good thing that VTubing is becoming more mainstream. It's kind of how dare you westernize my VTuber sphere? Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
People tried to gatekeep back then that real VTubing was this. That's why back in Japan, chat.
Isn't Kizuna AI a literal AI? Real VTubing is an AI? I don't think that's the narrative we should push.
Back in fucking Japan, there was a lot of actual...
High Guardian Spice is peak, screw what people say. It makes for a good show to laugh at and analyze and drink to. I don't know. People have said the same things about the She-Ra remake, and I actually genuinely like that remake.
Pushback from people who did live streams, from people who used Live 2D. A lot of gatekeepers were branding Live 2D VTubers and streaming VTubers as not real VTubers. And look where we are now.
Yeah, the culture changed, as you point out multiple times. Right now, we're at a point where the majority of VTubers just want to be streamers. They don't really put out or put much thought into what kind of content do I really want to make. Is it just literally you want to play a video game and have people watch? Well, have at her. If you want to grow popular don't expect to do that within 1 or 2 years of playing not the most algorithmically successful games, let's say, especially like on Twitch.
Look how where we are now. Right now, fucking 2D and live streaming has become synonymous with VTubing. Has become VTubing. What
Yep.
do those old people that used to think? What did the people that used to think what real VTubing was supposed to be feel? What do they feel? They'll probably not agree. They'll probably think that they'll probably have their opinions about what real VTubing is, about how the good old times, stuff like the good.
Kizuna isn't actual AI? Oh, okay, that was my mistake. Yeah, I knew Neurosama was actual AI, but like that's part of what bugs me about like AI VTubers. I can't tell which ones are doing it as a gimmick and which ones are actually like AI.
Good old days stuff what used to be like this. That is what we are going to be at a certain point. Maybe 5 years from now, that is not what we're going to feel. That's the reality of life. That's how industries change. And again, you may not like it, but this is the future.
Oh no.
It's just how it happens. Now that we have Aura, I hope we have more browser VTubers. Might as well have Cinder represent Bonzilla. Bro, chat. We are going to go to a point in time where fucking Disney, is gonna have their own VTubers. Where a lot of brands in the world are gonna have their own brand VTubers.
Anybody remember Tony the Tiger VTuber? That was a funny one. I know the big one right now is Opera GX. Aura, she's like the most relevant, I guess, brand VTuber. I think I last heard Tony the Tiger only streamed like once, and then that was it. Most brands don't have like dedicated VTubers, but yeah, as we approach more mainstream, we're going to see a lot more brand VTubers as they try to appeal to that growing audience. Tales from Sonic was a VTuber. Miles Tails Prower was a VTuber. That's pretty great. We need way more of that in VTubing. Breakout of content. More defining the mold. More about defining the mold. A lot of people have bad mental state confidences. I don't know, give AF attitude. I'm trying to interpret that. Yeah, a lot of people just see, at least in my experience and my seeing of goings-ons, a lot of people just want to play video games on stream and see the VTuber as like a shortcut to that success, but it is not. Yeah, they had a lot of their own show. You didn't hear a whole lot from the brand VTubers these days. Yeah, like it was a lot of build up of debut hype and stuff, and then they don't continue to follow through on it, and it's like, oh, okay. Part of me wanted to check out like a Tony the Tiger stream, but I didn't even schedule the debut.
And it's gonna be so fucking weird. It's gonna be so corporate. It's gonna look so fucking evil and so, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Disingenuous.
Oh, catch me live on Twitch.
But a lot of people are gonna eat it the fuck up. A lot of us here, I imagine a lot of us here are traditionalists.
TailsTube is actually really good. He goes through the lore. Really? Scooby-Doo VTuber? That would be pretty funny. Okay, so is TailsTube like an actual Sega sponsored VTuber? Because I might actually start watching them. But Nusagi does have a bit of a point, as it does become like, as let's assume this does become reality, it's going to be a lot less personal, so to speak, of the characters behind the VTubers. Hey Joestar, how you doing? hopefully they get good talent for their VTubers, like the brand VTubers, but ultimately we're probably going to see a lot of, you know, quick kind of get the quick buck VTubers. It'd be like if Wendyverse and VR chat type of things, but with VTubers. I actually heard Wendy's was going to have a VTuber. That would have been so funny if they had like the same kind of personality that they are known for on Twitter as their VTuber for Wendy's. Oh my god. Send Baconator straight into my veins.
Journalists, right? We are going to remember VTubing as kayfabe focused, as politics, mostly politics free focused, as fun focused. But there will come a point in time where it's not gonna be like that. Is Ruby a corpo VTuber? She's indie but from Rooster Teeth. Yeah, I would say she's.
Yeah. Oh, also there is Ruby Rose from Ruby Rooster Teeth. She's a VTuber too, like the voice actress, which was kind of weird because they got, from what I heard, they did a live 2D model for her. Like, why not just use 3D? Oh, we going over another Nogs VTuber rant? Yeah, we're going over VTubers losing their original meaning. They would need someone as savage as Pippa for Wendy VTuber. I personally think Pippa goes a little overboard. You know, it's kind of sus to scream about shooting up a Walmart, but that's just me. She's an anime character. But we're all anime characters. That's what VTubers are. We need more non-anime VTubers. I gotta become more. That said, the redesign I have in mind for like down the road would still be an anime VTuber. It would be like a Gundam mecha girl. But I still want to design like an original mech for that. You're becoming Truck Chan too? That tracks.
She's a Ruby. It's pretty much similar.
Funny enough, Truck Chan is still an anime VTuber. They're an anime truck. Riley Mecha arc when? I have no idea when, but I want to do it. I'm gonna actually take the time to build a custom Gunpla on stream, and then I'll turn that into like one of those Gundam girls where it's like, instead of clothing, it's the mech parts. That's what I want to do, which I think tracks perfectly for me because anime, I'm appealing to the VTuber fandoms, and Gundam because I talk a lot of politics.
To Vienna, right? Vienna, C9 Vienna was like from C9. She was pretty much an
I don't know her.
indie, a corpo VTuber.
Face,
Imagine Minnie doing GFE. Yeah, fucking. Oh my god. The fucking moment Warner Bros decides to make a Lola Bunny VTuber,
all of my fucking money,
is the day people it's gonna be the fucking the thing that, you know, all hell will fucking loose. The dams will fucking break. It's gonna be so fucking degenerate. A lot of brands are gonna pick up on it, also have their own vaguely sexualized fucking VTubers that they also have to tiptoe between the lines because, you know,
yeah, like Niji Sanji, Hololive, a lot of them. We already deal with that. It's called sex sells, and we live under capitalism.
The Me Too movement will actually pretty much not like over-sexualized shit because, you know, Warner Bros. And Bugs Bunny have mostly children demographic, and they probably don't want children looking at that shit. But for roughly people that are 16,
Disney, that one's actually kind of hit and miss. You don't really know. Looney Tunes show Lola, please. I prefer her. She's peak. Yeah, she is peak. Like the hair, the goddamn hair pony, or the ear ponytails. Fucking love it.
16+ brands like Warner Bros. This shit is gonna be fucking everywhere. It's gonna be fucking everywhere. we're gonna have a Gardevoir VTuber. We're gonna have a fucking Gardevoir VTuber.
I wouldn't be
fucking
surprised if we already
Jollibee
had one
VTuber.
now.
A fucking Wendy's VTuber. But
That was in the
Twitter
route,
people
or in
still
the
try to
plans.
cancel anime every day. How is that gonna be profitable and morally correct for them? Yeah, that's the problem. The corpos are gonna have to walk that corpos are gonna have to walk that line between balancing what's morally politically correct and what's suggestive enough to make traditionalists and coomers like explode.
Yeah, like that's a line that they already have to thread. Like there's plenty of corpo VTubers already out there, and more than enough of them are doing their best to remain non-sexualized by their fan base, but you're not going to stop them. There's so many degens on the internet. You can't escape Rule 34 whether you like it or not. Personally, I think the best option there is to never ever address it or talk about it. Because, like, the more you say no, don't do that, the more the fucked up people are going to want to do that. And those fucked up people are going to do it anyways. So you're just kind of giving them what they want by saying, ew, gross, no, don't do that. God, I love going on tangents, don't I? Yeah, I don't think it's that big of an issue with VTubing becoming more mainstream. I think it's going the same way of a lot of things that become more mainstream. There's always going to be the traditionalists that say it's never like it was. They'll always want to harken back to the olden times, when a lot of the times things have gotten way better. Things have gotten so much better for VTubing. Something I also want to go into later, but I'll use it as a little note now. You guys hear about Code Miko's IRL stream? Look at this. Dexerto put out an actual article this time. Code Miko had a model rendered in Unreal Engine 5 for her IRL stream. Look how far the technology is coming. Like, is there... Yes.
We are going to now go on an exploration inside the jungle. Any questions?
Horrible
Definitely
compressed quality.
don't dive down there. It's gonna be disgusting. Actually, why not? Almost like
Okay,
a
that's
hot
better.
tub stream.
That's less better. Come on, buffer better. Why is my internet so shit right now? I have
we are
gigabit.
going to travel in this beautiful forest. As you can see right here, this is called the palm tree. See that? Now this looks pretty good.
Holy fucking hell.
What do you think, chat? What do you think?
I think deepfakes are going to get so much fucking scarier as this stuff keeps going and going and growing and becoming more photorealistic. I mean, it's super duper cool technology, but I'm also kind of worried about it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and if you want to join the community, feel free to check out the Discord. I love to voice chat in there, so if you want to ever talk, I'm usually available. Well, in the afternoons.